This is Car Guys New England, your YouTube channel for anything automotive.
Bad, cause it's bit bad. Smoke with the bad. Like chips at the front. Let's go. I'm fly like a pelican in my bed. I like in my way. Hella quick. Like to get a hook up on the elephant. Cut my trunk. Yeah, it's in the front. Of course, it's in the back. It's a big. It's a real big difference. You just want a club. I just need them racks. You just want a party. I just want a rock.
This is Jay with Car Guys New England. Today we're going to continue our educational lowrider series talking about the Hydro-Aire number 8 dump. So the Hydro-Aire number 8 dump actually comes in several different flavors. Most desirable, most people want the close ports. There are spread port ones that are out there. They're just as good, except for they are at risk of cracking if you're hopping your lowrider. But right here is the 2-port version. They are very similar to like an 8L or an 8X, where you're going to have 4 screws holding on your solenoid. Then there's a plunger underneath that solenoid. On the bottom side of this dump, you're going to notice that there's this kind of cone-shaped end cap held in with a lock ring. In order to take one of these dumps apart, you're going to take the 4 screws off the candle, take the candle off. At that point, you can actually press on this end and push it in, and it's going to move the entire valve body and everything to the point where the plunger pops up, and you'll be able to slip out everything that you need. If you do go into one of these dumps, I do recommend using like a brass rod so you're not damaging any of the internals of it. So your solenoid valves are going to have 3 different brands that I've discovered on there. This one happens to be an IMC. You can see it right above my finger if that focuses in. Then there's also Wesco, which you should be able to see that up there. And then there's another manufacturer called PSP. And those are the 3 solenoids that are the most common that I've found on these Hydro-Aire valves. All right, so I talked about the spread port ones and the close port ones. This dump valve is actually very, very unique. It may be an earlier one before they started casting the bodies. This is actually billet aluminum that has been anodized. And you can see the anodizing pattern on this, which tells me that this is original. This is not a repop. It even has the original Hydro-Aire plate on it. And this is an absolutely gorgeous valve. I wish I had a second one of these, just because of the strength that this valve body would have. And also just the condition of this dump. It's absolutely beautiful. So you're probably wondering, like, as far as size comparison, how the Hydro-Aire is compared to an 8L or an 8X. So I have this this original 8L, and I'm just going to hold that up so you can see that they're comparable in size, and they function pretty much exactly the same. I'm more inclined to the 8Ls and 8X valves that are out there, but you know, they take up a minimal amount of room compared to like Monster Greens. And actually, I'm going to show a Monster Green next to the Hydro-Aire number 8 so you guys get an idea of the scale of these dump valves. So here's our size comparison of a number 12 Monster Green. Now they made these up to number 16. The 12s are the small Monster Greens. Here is the Hydro-Aire number 8 compared to the Monster Green. Now obviously there's a lot of differences here. There's 3 ports on this. There's only 2 on a Monster Green. And then the Monster Green has the manual release on it. But it's a big size difference. Different applications, obviously. This is something that some guys like to hop with. Again, and I've said it before in the Monster Green video, I'd prefer to stick with an 8L style valve or 8X. And You know, these guys are pretty cool. Actually, this setup behind me is a Pesco 280 going through a check valve. And then that basically goes through this Hydro-Aire number 8, and this is another close port dump out to our equalizers. And I still got to do a return line on this, but that would basically just return back to the tank. And that's how I'm going to use these. Actually, I have two of these, two identical pumps, identical dumps. So I'm going to be putting this in a classic Impala pretty soon. So I'm really looking forward to that and having actually a 100% old school setup in a car. So really looking forward to it. So if you guys enjoyed this video about the Hydro-Aire number 8 dump, be sure to give the video a like. If you have questions or comments, be sure to comment down below. This is Jay with Car Guys New England. Until next time, take care.